Hi, I'm Lisa Price, Carol's daughter, and you're watching MadameNoire. So what happened with us, we were seeing a decline in our stores for years, for the past 4 years. And initially, I thought, and some of my team members thought, that it was because we didn't have the bandwidth to really give attention to the retail stores. And for me, I was overwhelmed with figuring out department stores and figuring out HSN. And when we got those things figured out and had them under control, we were able to say, okay, let's really look at the merchandising in the stores. Let's look at the staff in the stores. Let's look at the size of the stores. What are we doing that's apparently not working, and how can we fix it? We redesigned. We opened up a salon in our Harlem store, which is still doing well. We opened up one in our Atlanta store, which unfortunately did not do well. We changed the merchandising. We changed how people navigate within the store, and it didn't really help. And the reason that I think that it didn't help is because people shop very differently today. Last holiday season, traffic was down significantly, but internet sales were up, just in general, in retail. And that was the same thing for us. We had our best holiday season ever on the internet, but in our stores, the absolute worst holiday season we had ever seen. So with launching in Target and having much more exposure, already being in the malls in that, to that extent, and having such an engaged consumer online, it just didn't make financial sense to keep all of the stores open. So, a lot of people have looked at it and said, oh, she lost her business, she filed bankruptcy, she's broke, and that's not what a Chapter 11 is. So this was more of a downsizing, for lack of a better term. Move and focus on what's making money and try to close and secure what isn't. We can't keep something open that's not working. It's interesting. It's not so much being sad about the stores closing because it had been going on for 4 years, and because there was work being done to make it better. I realized, okay, this just isn't working. So at that point, it didn't feel like a failure on my part or my team's part. I was more disappointed about having to let the staff go because they were really trying to make it work. And I think they felt in some ways that maybe they had failed when they didn't, because everyone misunderstood what we did and perceived it to be a failure. The attack on the failure was uncomfortable. I don't mind making mistakes because everyone does, and it's how you learn and it's how you get better. But it is disheartening to have people blatantly refer to you as stupid. To say that, well, she never had any control anyway. Oh, well, they charge too much for their products, so that's why their stores closed. Good for them. That's just, it's like, okay, let's calm down. That was uncomfortable to deal with. But I know that at the end of the day, we made the decision that we had to make. We handled it professionally and, spoke directly to the staff so that everyone was informed. It didn't take anyone by surprise. And it was what we had to do. Being an entrepreneur has been rewarding, wonderful, great. I can't imagine having another life. But in order for me to build my company to where it is today, it's something that I needed help to do it. So I've had investors. Your investors do want to exit at a certain point. So finding the right home for my brand to live, for it to grow, for it to be here forever, God willing, that was something that I needed to figure out. So for me, finding a company that understood what I was doing, appreciated it, and understands the marketplace was really important. And that's something that I definitely felt with L'Oreal. I understand the concern that our customer has because as African Americans, there are not a lot of things that we own. But if we're able to function, control, steer, executive produce, if you will. You know, Shonda Rhimes executive produces 3 major network shows. She doesn't own the network, but she's in a position to have influence over content and has really changed what an African American driven show looks like today. So for me, I don't own Carol's daughter, but I am Carol's daughter. My mother's name was Carol and I am her daughter, and that's not changing. And I'm the face of the brand, and I'm the person developing the products, and that's not changing. I'm the person who goes on air for HSN and sells, and that's not changing. So I am still steering her forward. I'm still controlling the conversation. I'm still a woman who's passionate about healthy hair, beautiful skin. So those things are not changing. The technical ownership has changed, but I would hope that people would still be proud that someone started a company in her kitchen with $100 and sold it to the largest beauty company in the world and is remaining in charge of said company to steer it further forward.